Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. Ryan, are you ready for today?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Fantastic.
Um, so we don't have our lovely recaps anymore. We're just gonna have to bicker amongst ourselves about what happened last week or last session.
Yeah.
I believe right now it is the dark hours of the night, and Leon is sitting atop a wall surrounding the border to this estate in this
Yeah.
no-name river town.
Yes. I'm trying to
Do you
find.
wanna explain to us how you got here?
Well,
What Leon was thinking?
Leon was thinking one thing, and then he kind of did another thing. So he shows up in town, broke, like showing up on this ship. He's got no money. He still doesn't have read magic. He learned his other spells. And he doesn't have enough money to get to the ocean where he wants to get a ship to get off the island. So now he's like stuck in this podunk backwater river town. God knows where, really. I don't even have a proper map of the place. And he takes this idea of, well, I'm just going to go steal a bunch of money from the rich guy up on the hill, and then I'll just leave town, Just take a whole bunch of money so I don't have to keep robbing people along the way. And he goes to investigate the manor up on the hill or outside of town.
How did you lose all of your money?
Fucking Fano. The dude that I met on the other side of the Druidic Circle that was supposed to help me learn read magic, but then it didn't work out, and I screwed him by not paying him, but he didn't teach me read magic, and then it just came down to a dice game, and we lost all our money.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, now we're here, trying to get the hell out of here, trying to get to the beach, but we can't get to the ocean until we get some money to pay for the boat. And so I tried to get the guards out of the manor by setting up a murder in town, and I murdered the only town guard that I could find, so that they couldn't go to the town guard to deal with the problem. So they'd have to pull the troops out of the manor house to come deal with the problem in the village. And then I was going to jump into the manor house and steal whatever I could find. Except it kind of didn't work because I did it a day too early because I was impatient. And then I kind of got spotted by some random people. And then I tried to set one. It all went downhill really quickly. And now I think I'm sitting on this wall being like, shit, I really hope they come and get the guards from the manor house.
Yeah, so it's been probably almost an hour since the murder, right? You killed the guard, and then you went to the tavern. You were things went wrong with the murder, right?
Yeah, got spotted.
Yeah, there were witnesses, a handful of them, a group of people walking by. So there was that, and then you went to the tavern to find the other broke drunk who had been dumped in this town along with you, and attempt to frame him for the murder retroactively, but I think you wound up just killing him as well.
Yeah.
And then you took the long way, sort of west outside of town.
Yep.
I think it was a 20-minute straight shot. So the long route, probably 30, 40 minutes to get from town to the manor house. So we're going through the countryside. You pulled yourself up on top of this wall, and I think your idea was to get a look of the road.
Yeah, so I'm waiting, hopefully, to catch the people leaving the manor house going to the village. I hope manor house is the right term. I've been using it. Okay.
Yep, I think that's the term that I was using.
Okay. So I'm waiting for them to leave, but I don't really know if they are going to leave. I mean, I'm assuming they are because there's a murder in the village, and it just takes people a while to get to the manor house to report the murder and everything. So we're just going to chill.
Yeah, so by the time you get to the manor house, there's definitely a commotion. You can see some lights bobbling in the distance in the town. Torches and lanterns. And probably some commotion in the manor as well.
Oh, what have I done? Hold on, I fucked something up. Oh god. Okay. There we go. Sorry. My fault. Keep going.
Positioned wrong?
Yeah, I did. I screwed up some of the technical aspects of the stream momentarily, and they were getting double audio.
Okay.
Fixed.
So you were sitting atop this small stone wall bordering the manor. You can see the commotion. Well, that there is commotion in the village as well as the manor house. You can, torches bobbling in the distance.
Okay.
What are you looking for? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting.
What are you
scheming? I'm waiting to see torches leave the manor house on the road, or I didn't see any lights coming up to the manor house, did I?
No, but thinking about it now, you took the long way around through the fields to avoid getting spotted. If someone had left town to report the murder around the same time you did, they would have reached the manor house probably 15 minutes ago.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep waiting on the wall. How far is the wall from the house proper?
Several hundred feet. You would gauge 300 to 400 feet. So you're sort of at the bottom of a hill, and there's a manor house on the top of the hill. There are some other structures within the wall, and in the dark, especially, you're not really sure what those are. But yeah, barns or guest houses.
Can I see the foliage and terrain type on either side of the wall clearly?
No, it's dark. Do you have any source of light?
No.
You can see that there is there's like a garden inside, although a lot of it is grass. And then on the outside of the wall, it's mostly farmland.
Okay.
You pushed your way through it, but visibility's low. Do we have a day of the? It's been about a week since the full moon, right? Okay. Maybe a little more. So we're approaching new moon.
Yeah. So I want to, instead of like straddling the wall with one leg on either side, I want to have both legs on the outside of the wall and like my arms thrown over. So that way, if it looks like someone is coming towards the wall, or if there's like a lantern that looks like it's shining towards the wall or something, hopefully I can just drop down off it before
so you're on your belly on top of the wall?
I would thinking like the wall's up to my arms. My arms like hanging
the
over.
wall was just overhead. You last time you rolled a strength check to chin yourself onto the wall. So the wall's about 8 feet high.
Yeah, is there a way that I can like
stones.
hold with my hands and like get my feet into some grooves so I can just kind of like stand on the wall?
I cannot even imagine what is this like some weird frog pose, or you've got your hands here and your feet up next to them?
No. Like you have a wall and my feet are down here and my hands are at the top. So I'm just like holding over.
So you're like clinging to the inside of the wall?
To the outside. I want to be on the outside of the wall looking in.
Peeking in.
Right, so if a light from the inside, from the manor, shines towards the walls, I can like drop my head below and not get spotted.
Roll another strength check to see if you can maintain. That sounds really uncomfortable and difficult. You're basically like holding yourself for 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
Sure. 29 though.
Cool, let's pass. Yeah. So you're strong enough to stand or to hold yourself in this awkward position, peering over the wall. And you do indeed see lights and commotion. I don't exactly know what you're waiting for, but you see torch lights coming from the manor house and dispersing.
Dispersing like around the property?
Yes. So you see one light going towards one of the other buildings and two more going towards the exit, towards the gate.
That's cool.
Which I believe you positioned yourself away from.
Yes.
So you're maybe 100 feet down the wall from the gate.
Great. I'm just gonna chill on the wall and keep an eye, like look back and forth between the two lights to keep track of both of them.
Okay.
And really, I'm waiting to see if the lights go away from the manor house, like down the road towards the village, or if they're like, maybe the other light is going for the stables to get a horse. I don't know. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what plays out.
Yeah, it looks like two of the lights go to the gate and depart, and the other one has left your vision. Either crested the hill or went inside a building. You lost track of it.
Right. So the other two are actually heading down the hill already.
Yeah, and I think you sort of lose sight of them behind the wall. Right?
Perfect.
But it looks like they just went to the gate.
Okay. Did I see them go through the gate and down the hill?
You can't exactly see the gate because you're perpendicular to it with a wall in between.
Right, but I'm on the outside, so I could see if something walked out of the gate, right?
In a moment, you will be able to.
Sure, I mean, I'll wait a few moments to make sure that they're actually leaving the
So by
manor
now,
house.
are you still hanging on the wall?
Yeah.
All right, so looking over your head down the path to town, you do indeed see like 5 men, some with torches, heading from the gate to town.
Perfect. So I will slip over the wall, scramble up, drop down on the other side, and make my way hunched kind of low towards the big manor house.
Okay. On the inside of the... Wait, so you hop the fence?
Yeah, I hop the fence. I go inside.
Okay. Which route do you take? So there's a path not too far away from you that goes from the gate to the house, or you could kind of weave through the garden.
I'm gonna weave through the garden up the hill. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess roll a perception check.
Okay. $17. Ooh,
Okay. Ooh. So you are heading up the hill, and you do not react in time to the sound of hoofbeats, horses. Just a single horse coming over the hill. The lantern. And it looks like it's going towards the path, but you hear as the horse rears to a stop, and the lantern light comes careening in your direction.
All right,
You're
I'm
halfway up the side of this hill.
I have a spell I want to cast. Immediately.
Who's that there? And the rider comes to a stop. You can roll for initiative. Actually, you're surprised. So I think there's a moment of hesitation. You don't get your spell off immediately. I don't think the rider does anything. He brings the horse to a stop. Comes a little ways off the path and asks that question. Ho! Who's that there? And tries to bring you into light. What is Leon looking like right now?
Probably like a deer in the headlights, because he's crouching low and moving across. Then all of a sudden, there's a horse and a light, and he just, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And now Leon begins to jeep and jeer and taunt this horseman. And I'm going to try and cast the taunt spell.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. So that will be on the next round. He wasn't surprised, but I think he paused and asked who you are, and you take there's an awkward moment of hesitation, and then your response is to jape and jeer.
You're smelly, and your mother dresses you funny. Ah ha ha ha!
Yeah. So let's roll initiative.
All right, D10 plus 1 for the spell speed. 11, of course. Of course, Leon.
I'm going to actually impose a penalty even on top of that, because I believe there's a material component to the spell.
Yes, a slug.
And I'll be kind this time around. You're in a manor garden. You can find a slug on a bush nearby, but you're going last. So I think you're starting to insult him, and he's like, "What? Who? What are you doing? What are you talking about? What'd you say about my mother?" And he brings the horse towards you and looks down at you.
Metaphorically speaking or literally speaking?
Wait, I don't know which. The horse doesn't stampede you, if that's what you're asking. But I think I need you to roll some kind of stall tactic. I don't know, my instinct might be charisma to see if you can if you can make your face look unpunchable enough.
I have a punchy looking face.
You do, right?
I really do.
So I think you need to convince me / this rider that he shouldn't just come over and backhand you across the face for what you just said about his mother.
I'm not going to. I'm actually
Okay.
okay with him trying to backhand me across the face because that's
Critical
better
fail.
than getting the
He rolls a 1.
guards.
So he brings the horse over to you and like, what did you say about my? And the taunt seems like it worked even without the magic actually going off. And he
Right.
falls. He tumbles from the horse and sort of like lands in the grass next to you. The horse and like scampers a couple feet away. Your spell gets off.
Yep.
Goes off.
Well, he gets a saving throw to negate the effects. Otherwise, he is taunted by me.
Okay. He fails. So what does the spell
See,
work?
it only has a
That's the
duration of 1 round, unfortunately. The caster need not speak the language of the creature. His words and sounds have real meaning for the subject or creature, challenging, insulting, and generally irritating and angering the listeners. Those who fail a saving throw or spell rush forth in fury to do battle with the spellcaster. It's actually a 30-foot AoE, but it's only effective against a single type of creature with intelligence 2 or greater, so I'm not taunting the horse. All affected creatures attack the spellcaster in melee if physically capable of doing so, seeking to use body or handheld weapons rather than missile weapons or spells. Separation of the caster from the victim by an impenetrable or uncrossable boundary like a wall of fire or a deep cavern or a formation of set pikemen causes the spell to break. And then there's the rules for like if there's a strong leader and if there's in conjunction with this other spell and blah blah blah.
What's the range on it?
60 yards with a 30-foot radius AoE.
Okay, so it's just this guy. It's not like you accidentally taunt a bunch of the servants in the house or anything.
Right.
That sounds fun. Okay, so he is incensed. He is pulling himself out of the mud and why I oughta. Let's roll initiative.
All right. Have we ruled? I just want to check a ruling before I declare my actions. If I cast Fist of Stone, I do not get to make an attack that same round, correct?
Correct. Yeah, but the duration doesn't start ticking until the next round.
Perfect. Then I'm just going to box this guy.
All right.
7.
Yeah. He's still getting himself up out of the mud, cursing you under his breath. How dare you?
Excellent. What sort of armor is this guy wearing, if any?
I'm trying to think if it would even be, if it's anything, it's just like, we'll call it leather.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
it's just like riding clothes.
Sure.
Riding
So I'll
leathers.
come up with my right hand.
I guess AC does count for melee.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it's not like I'm trying to touch him to cast a spell. I'm trying to punch him. So my right hook comes with a 13 to hit.
That'll do it.
D2 plus 2. I'll crack him for 3.
Okay. Ooh. You I don't know, bring a fist or an elbow down on his back.
Mm-hmm. And I get
offhand
a free offhand attack, which has a penalty of. Does it have a penalty? It's been a while since I've used the actual martial artist rules. Since I've been a wizard for so long.
Ambidextrous, so it gets the -2 offhand.
Okay.
I don't think it doesn't count as like dual wielding.
Right. Okay. So it's just a penalty of 2 for offhand attack. So just a flat D20 with the left hand. Ooh, with another 3. D2 plus 2. D3 plus 2. Boom! For another 3.
So you bring an elbow down, and then your left hook, you uppercut him in the face, and he flops over in the mud, unconscious.
Okay. I go and blow his lantern out.
Mission accomplished.
Now I'm gonna take the horse and lead it close to the wall and tie its reins to a bush or something so it holds tight and the horse won't just wander around.
Okay.
Also,
any preference on where
No, I just want to
up?
like drag the horse to the wall so it's as far away from the house as it can be without me taking a ton of time. Like just take him to the wall, tie him to a bush, and then go and like drag the guy I knocked unconscious into some semblance of cover. So that, I mean, I know it's already dark, but so that maybe a quick search won't reveal his body.
Sure, you hide him behind some like statue in the garden, but
Perfect.
it's likely that that it will be spotted as soon as there's daylight.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to like keep him hidden for now, and then now I'll make haste to the manor house.
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether
I'll stop. I'll turn back and go loot the body. I'm here for money. I forgot for a moment.
I don't. He doesn't have any cash on him. He's got a sidearm, probably a short sword and a dagger.
I leave it.
A tabard with the.
No, if there's no like readily
his...
available cash in his pockets or on his waist, I book it to the house.
Okay. There are lights inside the house, but no one in sight.
Okay.
Looks like a 2-story manor house. It's a large oaken front door.
Yep.
And you can see lights flickering in some windows sort of down the side of the house.
Leon is wondering to himself if he should just walk in through the front door and just beat the shit out of anybody that shows up. Like, should he just go full tank and wade through the place beating the crap out of people? Or should he try and sneak in? But Leon's he's not a sneaky guy. He's like an enforcer. You know, he's used to breaking bones. So he's gonna walk up through the front door. And actually kind of, stick his chest out. He's going full enforcer mode. Not worried about being seen anymore. What's the duration of Fist of Stone? 1 round per level. Ooh, okay, we're not casting it yet then. The duration of Chill Touch is 3 rounds plus 1 round per level. I'm a level 3 caster, so I could do 6 rounds of Chill Touch. It's not quite worth casting yet. Okay. So I'll just walk up to the double oaken doors and push them open or pull them open.
Single door.
Oh, walk up to the single door and give it a pull push.
It's unlocked. So you're able to push it open. And you find yourself in this entryway. There's a staircase leading upstairs. There's a small table next to you with a candle lit on it.
I'll take the candle.
Hallway either direction. You can see some light coming from the right.
You know what? I'll put the candle back down and go to the right where the light is.
Okay. You hear some voices as you start walking down that hallway.
I will get to the end of I assume there's like a doorway at the end of the hallway or something?
You can see the light coming from a portal down the hall.
Okay.
Off to the side.
Okay. Then I'm gonna just stand where I am in the hallway, in the atrium or whatever, and now I will cast Chill Touch on myself. It has a somatic and a verbal component, so I don't know if they're gonna hear me casting it or not, but I leave that to you.
All right, you cast Chill Touch, somatic, verbal, no material?
No material.
Yeah. A cold wind sort of breezes through the hallway as you complete your spell. And is this on your right hand or your left hand?
I'm casting it on my right hand.
All right, I think it glows the dull blue light. Unless you had other visuals in mind.
No, I like that.
Whew. You hear a lull in the conversation as the spell finishes.
Perfect.
I'm not sure if they heard you or not.
I will make my way down the hallway towards the sound of the voices.
Got cold all of a sudden. Is there a window open?
Can I tell what room it's coming from?
No. Geez, go check and see if there's a window open. Yeah, it's coming. These voices are coming from the open portal off to the side of the hallway.
Excellent. I want to position myself. I want to like walk through the portal. If they come out before I get there, that's fine. But like I'm making a beeline for them.
Yeah, why don't you roll a d10?
Okay. 5.
Okay. Okay, before you get to the portal, stepping from around it, a man comes around the corner and lets out "Ah!" as he like nearly bumps into you. You didn't have an action readied.
Correct.
And he takes a step back. You didn't really give me a good physical description last time I asked, so can we get it now?
Sure.
Like,
so Leon's like,
I mean, I know how tall you like. Are you bloodied? What are you? You're
am
still
wounded.
wearing your weird monk's outfit?
Yeah, I'm still wearing my weird monk's outfit. I've taken 5 points of damage from somebody. I don't recall what it is. I might be bloody. I'm probably a little bit of... Well, no, I guess I was doing some running, but then I kind of stood on a wall in the night for 15 minutes or so. So I'm probably not too sweaty. I think I'm just like the strange guy in brown robes that might have like a slash on them and... Probably can't see the blood in the brown robes very well, but I've got this like icy blue hand and the like look of I'm about to fuck your shit up.
Yeah, okay. So he lets out a shriek and jumps back a couple feet. And so looks to his right down the portal.
I want to make a touch attack against this guy, or a punch attack against the Jeeves. I can roll initiative if you want me to.
You already did. That was a 5.
Oh, perfect. Then ignore that second roll.
Ooh. So, are you make a roll to hit?
Okay. D20 plus 2. Here we come. 8. Ooh, no good.
Okay. So you miss. The servant I think, scurries back into the room. Shouting, "Intruder! Murderer! He's here!"
I'll follow him into the room.
All right, you step into what appears to be a parlor, and there are about a half dozen people in this room.
That's a little more than Leon bargained for.
Men and women and children.
Not so bad.
So looking around, taking stock, you see who you assume to be the Lord, an aging man, a younger woman, a female child, a young boy, a servant, and then a man-at-arms. And I guess roll initiative?
Sure. D10 plus Fist of Stone. Casting time is 1. Ooh!
Okay.
2 initiative.
All right. The Lord of the house steps in front of his wife and children and speaks to you. Who are you? What do you want in my house? As you are
chanting the words to a fist of stone. Excellent. When I'm done casting the spell,
cast a spell on your left hand. I assume?
So my right hand is chilled. My right hand is stone.
Other way around. Well,
this is my right. This is my right. Yeah, my right hand and my left hand. And I will just look at the Lord of the house and say, "I'm here for your money. Give it."
He is,
or people start getting hurt.
He's a barrel-chested man. In his youth, he may have been formidable, but he's grown old and his arms look frail. The man-at-arms is going for a weapon.
That's fine. I want to make a... Well, I don't know if he gets a turn before
You've already made your action. You look to be no common brigand. What sorcery is this? As steel is bared, and a nod from the Lord, and the man-at-arms leaps towards you, striking you with a long sword for 1 point of damage. He perhaps underestimated the extent of your robes and just managed to, split the fabric open, but leave you barely grazed.
Perfect.
And
I ignore the conversation for now, and I'm gonna make my...
Martha, take the kids and get out of here. And he, scoots the women and children for a side door and goes to another longsword that you see mounted above the fireplace.
That's fine.
Which he's able to get by the end of this round, and you can roll initiative again.
I do. I roll a 5.
Ooh, including weapon speed, you'll go first, right?
Yeah.
Longsword is 5, right?
Yeah.
The butler makes a lunge for you with a knife, but you step out of the way.
I'll ignore the butler, even if that means provoking attack. No, the other guy's melee with me. So I will I want to make a grab with my chill touch at the man-at-arms with my right hand, and then a punch with my left hand, with my stone fist.
Okay.
So
I believe you're specialized in martial arts, so you don't provoke opportunity attacks.
Correct.
Yeah, make your roll to hit.
So my chill touch grabs him.
Success.
Dealing D4, maybe plus something. Just trying to.
I think if you're going to do a grab attack, you can't combine it with a punch. So just do your chill touch damage.
Right, it was just the chill touch. +1. I'm just trying to find the damage. No, just straight D4 damage for the chill touch. Which is 3 points of damage and 1 point of strength lost. Oh, actually, he gets a saving throw versus spell.
To resist the whole thing, right?
To resist all the chill.
Okay, he fails. Yeah. So you said 3 points of damage.
Yes.
And a point of strength.
Yes, and I'm hoping, as I grab him, ice crystals start to form over the flesh or over his body and clothes where I'm grabbing him.
Yeah,
and then I'll take a moment.
And it's frosting over.
I'll take a moment and look to the Lord of the house with a wicked grin, and then I'll take my stone fist and try and crush it through the man-at-arms.
This doesn't have the intended effect because you look over with making the perfect face at the Lord, and his back is turned to you as he's fidgeting with the sword off the wall.
I'll actually give him a moment to get his sword off the wall and turn to face me before finishing off my attack.
Well, give it a shot. Let's see.
Okay. So this next one is D20 plus 5, but then -2 because it's an offhand attack. And that's a 13 against the man-at-arms.
It's got to beat armor, doesn't it?
I suppose so. So if he's got better than 13 AC.
Yeah, he's...
I mean, I am also holding him. I don't know if that gives him a
Erickson
bonus.
Yeah, okay. I'll let's roll a opposed strength check actually to see if that hold. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I like that.
So let's see if you've got him held for a bonus.
25.
Yeah. So you've got him held for probably a +4 bonus, and then he is armored, which probably like a breastplate. So I think that's 15 AC.
Well then. My fist of stone that strikes as if it were 18-100 strength comes in for a D3 plus 8 damage, and I think it just implodes
crush his
head.
face.
Yeah.
And the Lord looks on in horror.
And then I say again, I'm here for your money or your life.
He feebly like presents his long sword at you, but it's ineffective. He like lunges and you just like swat it out of the way with your stone hand. What? What sort of monstrosity? Are you demon?
Maldris Ironworm. No, Maldris Pulgasari. Sorry, wrong last name. Is my name.
What do you want to take? We have silver, and he picks up like a goblet and like dumps its contents on the floor and hands you a silver goblet.
I'll take it with my stone hand.
Mm-hmm.
What was he about to say?
He's muttering, looking around, trying to see valuables to like hand you.
Coins.
I have some wealth. Coins.
Take me to them now.
Make some sort of intimidation check. I guess that would be another failed charisma check for you.
I mean, I'm breaking faces. I'm casting spells.
So he's scrambling to try and gather wealth that's in the room. He's like, here, this sword must be worth something, and he like holds it out. Like
I just toss the sword to the side. I'm silver, gold, platinum, mithril, adamantite, gems, dragon scales.
This flatware is silver. That tilth is gilded. He's and more or less unable to respond to your request.
Okay. I look to the butler. Then he's still in the room, right?
The butler is behind you, sort of eyes narrow. He's still clutching a knife.
Sure.
You think he might have been getting in mind to like leap on your back while you were talking to his lord, but he hasn't.
I look at him and I say, take me to the silverware.
Aren't you even going to pick up what's here?
You pick it up. Bring it with you. Us.
Eyes narrow, he just proceeds to start picking up, so it looked like they had been, taking drinks and discussing the events by the fire. So he picks up a handful of goblets.
I look back to the Lord sword as he's doing this, and I say, "Do it well. No one else needs get hurt."
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you see this done?
I just follow them. The two of them to the place where they store the silverware, and I'm just gonna dump it all in my backpack.
All right, so the butler gathers those things that I mentioned and then starts heading down a hallway.
Sure.
He picks up a candlestick.
Does the Lord of the House come with us?
Not immediately.
I motion with my hand for him to follow. This is the last round. I've been counting minutes, basically, of how long my spells have. So this is the last minute that my spells are both active. So with my glowing blue hand, I'll point down the hallway.
Okay. All right, he steps over the body of his master of arms, or whoever that was, and follows you and the butler down the hallway to a kitchen.
Right.
Where the butler half-heartedly begins filling a sack with silverware.
Okay. I watch him fill the sack and look to the Lord of the House while he's doing this and say, "Coins, gold, you have some on you in the house."
Yes, some, though most of our wealth is not quite so liquid.
When he's done filling the silverware, you will take me to your gold coins and your silver coins, and then I will leave.
He nods. All right, so it takes a couple of minutes to fill the sack.
Excellent.
And then I have some spending cash upstairs. Come.
I follow alongside him.
All right. And the three of you head up the staircase. The Lord does not have a light on him, so you're lit by the flickering candlelight of the butler who's behind you.
Perfect. I don't know if they notice, but my hands are no longer chilled or stoned.
Okay. So you head up the staircase.
Yep.
And the Lord leads you a short way down a hall to another room. It looks to be some sort of office. There's like a desk and some ledgers and things. He sets the candle on the desk, opens the desk, and produces a leather sack and tosses it to you.
I'll catch it and I don't know, like feel for the shape of the coins or the size. Are all the coins, gold, silver, and copper, the same size? Are they different size? Like, could I tell what type of coin it is without opening and visually looking at it? Okay.
No, I don't think they're. Yeah, I don't think you can tell the color of a coin by the feel of the bag.
Okay. So then I will reach a hand into the bag and like draw out like a small handful, just a few that I can hold up to the light to get a look at their color.
Yeah, it appears mostly gold and silver.
I'll put them back in.
Mm-hmm.
Look to the two of them. Do I feel like I could figure out the way to the front door from here?
Sure. Yeah. It was just like, yeah. You can basically see that, yeah.
Cool.
If you step back into the hallway, you can see the staircase.
So then with silence, I turn and just walk for the front door.
Okay.
Go down
Taking
the
the sack, do you take weapons?
Everything that the butler had collected. So there was a silver goblet, there was some silverware, there was a sword with a gilded handle.
Yeah, so the Lord's sword was sort of in his arms or whatever.
Right, so I will take that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got so you've got a sack of silverware, an unsheathed longsword. The butler's knife also made it into the bundle.
Sure. Is it a silver knife? It doesn't matter, yes.
It's just a knife. And then a sack of coins.
Was it just one silver goblet, or was it all the silver goblets in the room?
There are 3 silver goblets and then a bunch of silverware. I don't think we'll need to treat it individually. You can say...
Right. At some point, I'm just going to sell this off for wealth, so probably just like the weight of silver that it is.
Yeah. Are you at all limited by your weight?
No. I can carry 55 pounds, and I'm currently sitting at 19 pounds. So unless this is like another 30 pounds of silver, I should be okay.
I think we'll call it like a 15-pound sack.
Of silverware and goblets and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be able to count it until later. But looks like in the pouch there's gonna be 10 gold, 23 silver, and 3 platinum pieces.
Nice. He wasn't kidding. It was just a little bit of spending money. Well, Maldris just needs to get some money and get out of town. If this were Qualnir, he would take his time and loot this place for everything that it was worth. Probably making some people suffer along the way, but this isn't Qualnir. Maldris is not that sort of guy. He's not after money is not the end game for him. It's just a means to an end. So he'll take all this stuff.
So you head down the stairs?
I head down the stairs, leaving them behind me.
Yep. They watch you from the top of the staircase.
I will
to the front door.
I'll walk through the front door and then kind of head back to that same section of wall where I left the guy and the knocked out horse. No, the knocked out guy and the horse.
Yeah. I don't think they were necessarily right next to each other.
No, but in that
you can find
region.
the horse.
Yeah. I'll just hop over the wall and change my clothes. No, head into town. Head into the village.
Okay. By which way?
Just through the fields.
Okay. All right. You make your way back through the fields of wheat.
I think actually partway through the fields of wheat, I want to stop and change into my...
I don't think you have any other clothes.
I have some like dirty, tattered clothes that I've been wearing through the fields.
Is this on your character? What does it say on your character sheet? Just clothes?
Just clothes. But like, I recently bought a pair. I bought these robes when I was here in this town. No, I bought them in the last town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I might not have. Yeah.
I don't recall. I thought I recalled you swapping your dirty clothes for this.
You might be right. Okay, I'm in these.
Yeah. And now this robe is also dirty and tattered and bloody.
Yeah.
Although new. Roll a wisdom check at -5. So basically some kind of navigation direction sense, I guess.
Sure.
Actually, that might be perception.
That's that's before the -5, so that's a 24.
Okay. So that was a direction sense check, and so you're able to make your way back to town without getting lost in the fields on the way. Where are you headed?
Well, the reason I wanted to do this the next night is so that I could do this like at 3 or 4 a.m. And then by the time I get down to town, the boat would be showing up, and then I could just slip on the boat and leave right away and make like a smooth escape. But I launched my plan a day early.
Hours early, so it's barely after midnight at this point. Maybe maybe 1 or 2. 2 or 3 by the time you're getting to town.
So I'm thinking, I came down a river on this boat. The last place that I actually got off in was another town on the other side of a lake. Were there any stops between that town and this town? That is to say, if I walk upriver, can I catch the boat at an earlier point?
You were asleep.
That's right. I was totally asleep. Well...
So by the time you're getting back to town, you realize there is at least some commotion in town.
Yeah.
As in, there's lights and there's voices.
Aldris is not a good thief. He doesn't know what to do now that he's like dressed in easily identifiable garb and like carrying the Lord's unsheathed longsword with him. I think it's dawning on him that he's very easy to pick out. So one of these fields that I'm just gonna find a farmhouse, and I'm just gonna like go Leon and go into some random person's farmhouse and steal their clothes, or just like camp out in their farmhouse for a few days until the boat shows up.
Which is it?
Well, first farmhouse. We'll decide what he's gonna do once we find out what's inside the house.
Okay.
So
there's plenty of farmhouses between the manor and here.
I'll just pick one at random.
Mm-hmm. And you go into the house? You sleep in the field?
I'll try and just open the door and walk in.
I think it's barred from the inside. So it's not like a lock, but at night they put a little
Makes
wooden
sense.
plank on the other side. You can try and bash it down or something.
Yeah, it's kind of noisy to bash down doors. I want to take a look around. Is this house like on a road and with other houses, or is it like by itself surrounded by fields?
It's more the latter. There's not like a road connecting these. There's small paths between them and like fences or hedges denoting borders to the neighboring plowshare. But
yeah, then I'm gonna make a strength check and try and knock down the door, or an open doors check. What would you like from me?
Open doors. Absolutely.
Have to find my open doors skill. My open doors is 8. 8 or lower on a d20. Ooh. The first minute is just like...
the door up.
Grumbles to himself as he shakes off the first blow or two. Takes a step back and this time tries to like kick it down near the handle.
You hear, some splinters, but it doesn't give.
All right.
There's the scratching of tinder and light going on the second floor.
Third time's a charm.
And a head sticking out the window.
I'm wearing it down.
Oi, what the hell do you think you're doing? The door splinters inward as an angry farmer looks out the window above you.
Mm-hmm. I'll walk into the farmhouse.
What's your first? Okay, you walk into the farmhouse.
I ignore the man upstairs.
There's a crash as something like falls where you just were. Looks like he threw like a chamber pot out the second story window.
Thank God I dodged that one.
Mm-hmm.
I take a sword to the gut, then a chamber pot on the head.
Okay. You're in an unlit farmhouse. Small kitchen. An little sitting room. It's hard to see by the dim light.
Well, I'll pick my way through carefully, looking for a way upstairs.
I think the way upstairs finds you, and an angry farmer comes stomping in.
The candle and everything?
No candle. He's got a bat or a club, and he's... Okay. What do you think you're doing? As he storms towards you.
I think I've got like the backpack, I've got like a sack over my shoulder, and like this sword just kind of tucked in my arm, so I'll just drop the sack and like produce the long sword.
Roll for initiative.
9.
Okay. You don't recall offhand what club is?
Club is initiative 3.
3. All right.
Yeah.
So you've got a club crashing down on your face before
AC
you
12.
get a chance to. Still a hit.
Ooh.
2 points of damage as you're whacked upside the head by this farmer's bat.
Doesn't care that I'm wielding a
Get
long
on out of here. And then he looks to the steel, I guess, that you are drawing or wielding.
I
think with the clatter you set the silverware down, or is that in your offhand or something?
Yeah, I think my sword was in my offhand, so I like dropped the silver with my main hand and switched the sword from one to the other. And then I just look at him and
he like looks down to the sword.
I say very simply, just like drop the club.
What do you want? He says, the club drawn. I ain't got no money.
Drop the club.
Roll a charisma check.
Leon is not intimidating in the slightest. Drop the club.
Yeah, roll initiative.
All right.
As the next round ticks by.
I'm going to actually drop the sword and pummel him. I don't actually want to kill the old man in the farmhouse. That's not my goal here.
Not old, but... Yeah.
He's older than me. That makes him old. Leon's not a pretentious, but he's an asshole of a 20-year-old. Yeah. Or 20-something-year-old.
Leon's 20?
27.
So
you know those people in their 20s, they're such dicks. They think they got the whole world ahead of them.
You've got the initiative.
All right. I drop the sword and just leap on the guy with a right-hand punch and a left-hand punch. Boom, boom.
I don't think he's got any chance, but you can go ahead and resolve those attacks.
It's like a crit and a hit, so 3d3 plus 4. 8 points of damage.
Why is it plus 4?
That's 2 hits.
Plus 2 each?
Yeah, plus 2 each.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, you pummel him into unconsciousness.
All right. I leave his body where it is and walk upstairs looking to see if there's anyone else in the house. This is the part that I don't like.
Henry! What's going on? Did you get him? There's a wife upstairs.
Leon stays silent.
Above the window.
Happy to let his boots do the talking as he like thuds heavily towards the door. And then just like
Henry
pushes open the door and stands in the doorway.
Ah! Woman cowers in the corner beneath the window. Just a sliver of moonlight peeking in.
Henry's clothes. I need them.
Trembling, she points, I guess, to a chest of drawers.
I walk open and fling it. Walk over and fling it open. Ugh.
Where's Henry?
I just start going through his shit, looking for things that might fit me.
All right. She pleads for information. You can find farmer clothes.
I generally ignore her. If she runs out of the room, I don't move to block her. I'm here stealing clothing. I don't really want to beat up defenseless people who aren't threatening me. So I let her just stew in her own imagination as I go through the clothes looking for whatever fits.
Okay. You're able to outfit yourself in whatever appropriate commoner clothes you'd like. At some point during this, she does flee.
That's fine. So I will get myself 2 sets of commoner clothing. I'll even put some pants on underneath my robes and take off actually I'll just take off my robes, put on a pair of clothes, put the robes back on over it, stuff a 3rd pair of clothes down into my sack, into my backpack. Head downstairs.
You have a backpack?
I have a backpack in addition to the sack of silver.
Okay, you realize now the sack of silver is laying on the floor downstairs along
so
with
is the long sword, yeah. I'm aware of this. But once I'm outfitted with clothes, I'll head back down the stairs and go retrieve my sack and my sword.
Yeah, they are lying alongside the body of the farmer. The wife is sort of standing over him, cradling him.
I'm thinking he's gonna live. It's all bludgeoning, punching damage, pummeling damage. He's probably fine. He'll probably wake up in the morning, whatever. Not my problem. I'll just pick up the sword, pick up the sack, throw it over my shoulder, and stop and turn around and look at her. Do you have a longsword sheath in this house?
She's looking down at her husband, doesn't immediately respond.
Give her 10 seconds to answer.
No response, whimpering.
I leave her alone. She probably doesn't. But you can't just carry a naked sword around anywhere.
No. Equipped at all times.
Yeah, that's pretty sketchy. Even for me. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. I look for a fence somewhere.
Sure, there's a fence along one end of the property line.
Cool. I'm gonna, on the lowest horizontal post or pole or whatever beam of the fence, I want to set the hilt of the sword, and I want to set the point of the sword down on the ground. And I'm gonna try and stomp on the flat of the blade to break the blade just to get the golden pommel. I might need to find something more sturdy than a fence and something heavier than just my boot to break the sword blade.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Roll a strength check.
Yeah, well, Leon's new to these things, he's natural 20.
Somehow you get the angle just right and manage it. Sure, you're able to. Yeah, you find a rock instead.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a more ornamental sword than you thought, but somehow you managed to break the blade. You find some imperfection, and
I'll shove the hilt in my backpack, completely ignoring the fact that I've depreciated this sword significantly. Leon's only thinking about the value of the hilt itself and the ability to hide it. And then guess I'm just gonna go hang out in a field until the next morning. Not morning when the sun rises in 6 hours, but when the sun rises in 30 hours morning.
Okay.
So I guess I just go find a field. I don't have any food. No, I don't have any food. I'll find. Is there an orchard?
Not where you are right now.
All right. Well, I'll just spend the rest of the night walking around looking for an orchard or some place where there's like food I can steal from a farmer in the fields itself. Just gonna like hide out in the fields for a day.
Yeah, you wander for a while, like out of the farms, and find yourself hopelessly lost. I think you like walk out, leave one farm expecting there to be another just over the hill, and there isn't. And then you kind of, okay, maybe I'll try and turn around, and you get all sorts of disoriented in the darkness. And,
screw it, I lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah, lay down in some brambles and get some rest.
Maybe this is a good time to take a break.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue the adventures of Leon / Maldris on the other side of a break. Bye-bye.